Hi everyone, sorry I couldn't be there. So I'm going to be talking about the methods. The journal article we picked was very untraditional because instead of being an experimental type article, it was a meta-analysis. This study brought together many different articles to prove that DID treatments were not harmful because the articles they had read stated otherwise. Some critical articles stated that phasic treatment was harmful with little evidence of this statement. Researchers identified journal articles by finding articles that had been peer-reviewed since 1989. Brand et al. Gathered a meta-analysis by reading about 6 articles and put all of them into a chart according to the data was studied, sample description, treatment, findings, and effect sizes, which you will see on the next slide. This made findings easily comparable. Specifically, they looked at dissociative treatments and how the methods were used in other studies to have a further understanding of what was successful and what was not. The findings concluded that DID treatment is not detrimental when the psychologists providing treatments are educated enough and if the correct steps are taken. Many researchers that studied DID treatment and published articles actually misrepresented data and were poorly educated. For example, Brand et al. Discovered that Guy and colleagues in 2003 misrepresented data from another study that had stated 73% of DID cases had symptoms of DID prior to diagnosis and treatment, where Guy and colleagues said that patients had increased in amnesia during treatment, which is completely wrong. This is how the notion that DID treatment is harmful circulated. For the uneducated standing, some therapists think that memory recovery should be the initial focus for DID patients. Focusing on memory could be detrimental to the patient because DID patients can have post-traumatic intrusions because DID patients have more than likely faced trauma. DID patients do not need help recovering traumatic memories, but they need help containing them, because when they cannot contain their memories, that is when the different personalities can come out. Clinicians can also harm DID patients if they are not properly trained to handle this specific disorder. Patients seem to have less symptoms of DID when treated with a triphasic multimodal trauma-informed psychotherapy. The first stage focuses on safety and symptom stabilization. The second stage attacks this issue even further, which can happen at a slower pace because you do not want the patient to feel overwhelmed with the underlying issues. The third is looking towards the patient's future, teaching them how to form meaningful relationships and how to form new activities, which should become the new main focus. All in all, Brand et al. Concluded that the psychotherapy was most effective and proved that DID treatments are not harmful to patients.